Today on Veterans Stand Up, I'm talking with Dr. Kiersten Downs, senior researcher at Fors Marsh Group and an Air Force veteran. Kiersten, there's a lot of surveys and lists about best companies for veterans. Tell us about the Best for Vets list.
So the Best for Vets list, specifically their employers list, they also have a colleges list as well. But for the employers list, it's been around for quite a while. And when I got involved with Military Times, upwards around 2019 to 2020, when I was with my previous employer, the company had they had intense motivation and understanding that in order to put out a list like this that could actually genuinely be used as a tool, not just by employers, but also by the community, the military connected community, that methodological rigor needed to be built into the rankings that they were producing. So they came to me, they asked me for my assistance in order to retailer their current survey. And in that year that I got involved, we did a big round of in-depth interviews and focus groups. And I worked with the company, I worked with the community stakeholders to take what they had and make it just more methodologically sound and move forward a year. When I moved to Fors Marsh Group, the survey moved with me. Military Times was interested in continuing to make that methodology stronger. And we did another round of this same in-depth research involving the community stakeholders, not just at the companies who are situated in these employment offices, but veterans and service members themselves, and also spouses and caregivers, which are important members of the community we cannot forget.
Yeah, and I was going to ask about that because good surveys depend upon good questions. How did you get good questions?
The way that we got good questions was by taking the advice of the community stakeholders that we interviewed in order to understand at a deep level what the best practices are and how we should be asking questions that resonate with this community in order to, again, build a tool that was actually usable and genuine.
And how about company participation?
So company participation is really integral in this. I think this is a good point to just talk historically about the term military friendly or veteran friendly, which I want to take you back. I'm going to date myself, but maybe 9 or 10 years when I graduated with my bachelor's degree from SUNY Binghamton in upstate New York, and then ended up coming to the University of South Florida to start my Ph.D. degree. All of a sudden, my situational awareness was turned on, and I saw this term military friendly being thrown all over the place. I saw it like on billboards and park benches, and it was popping up all over my computer in ads. And I kind of tilted my head and I went, what does that mean? And what I started to do is I was asking a lot of folks in the employment community, the military connected employment community, how they're operationalizing this. And what I found out is that there were some challenges there, and that oftentimes the term military friendly or veteran friendly was being used, I would say, somewhat irresponsibly because the operationalization wasn't being led by the community. Good intentions, right? Organizations, I think, are acting with good intentions for the most part, but we needed to really figure out what these terms meant in order to be able to use them consciously and responsibly.
Great. Well, how can a viewer see the list, and when's the next update?
So a viewer, you can just Google Military Times Best for Vets Employers. It'll pop right up, and there's advice on how companies can participate, and there's also advice on how veterans can use the tools. And currently they're working through the next update to the survey now, and it should be made available, I believe, in June or July. They haven't released the date yet, but that should be coming out within the next couple of months or so.